Hello my fellow gamers, this is Shadow from Shadow Online Gaming, bringing you my round 2 of the Ultimate Chaos League that I am working currently with Jenna on Occasain, Pharoah Owar and Pshyc Online Gaming. So my first round was against Jenna on Occasain. I'm playing as Tzeentch, he played as Slaanesh and he won because Slaanesh is slippery in every wrong way. Well, this round I'm playing against Pharoah Owar, who is bringing his forces of Nurgle against me. So if I go over the quick sum up, I've got, as you should probably know by now, 728 men to his 902, so he's got more infantry than me. But I've got cavalry superiority, he's got none to my 225. I also have two others, which is my flyers here, and he's got one, which is a sorcerer and a manticore as well, but of course for Nurgle, meaning I've got 955 to his 903, so I have a slight advantage on numbers. Now, if you want to see my army breakdown fully, there'll be a link in the description to a video I done where it is just going into detail about my army. So what I'll do is I'll just focus on the Nurgle army and what they have. So he's got here 3 units of Nurgle Afflicted, which he's actually ranked up a bit. They've got Regeneration, Expendable, and Poor Leadership. Yeah, Regeneration, but they don't have Fire Resistance, and they have a Fire Weakness, obviously. So yeah, there's zombies that actually regen, which is really, really cool. Everything in this army seems to regen. He's also got 3 units, I believe it is. What's that? Yeah, so he's got 3 units of Nurgle, Warriors of Nurgle, which are armored and shielded, and they have the Cloud of Flies. And the Cloud of Flies actually lower the melee attack of anyone nearby by 3. That's huge. That is really, really good. And of course they're shielded as well. He's then got 4 units, one with the flank here, and 2 at the back is reserve, of the Plague Reapers of Nurgle, which are their elite guys, like my Bringers of Change. He's got the Plague Reapers of Nurgle. They've got Armor Piercing, which is great in a Chaos League, where it's all heavy armor guys. Anti-Large, Poison Attack, Swarm of Flies, which of course, those are both free attack. Yeah, so bonus against large, and they have poison attacks, yeah. So very, very deadly, these guys. He also has, in the centre here, 1 unit of Plague Bearers of Nurgle. So these are poison attacks, swarm of flies, they're demons, and they're weak against armour. So yeah, they've got the same swarm of flies, and they've got, their counters undead, but disintegrate and fade is to do with their powers of the warp, and how they get sucked back into the other plane when they start using. But they do cause fear, and they've got missile and ward saves of 20%. He also has, where is he? Here he is. His general is a Chaos Lord of Nurgle, who's armored and shielded, anti-large, damage dealer, poison attacks. He causes fear. He's got a fire weakness. Didn't realise that. Missile resistance 25%. That's probably because of the shields. Encourage. He's also got Nurgle's Rot. So damages nearby enemies and always lowers their leadership by 2. He's then got Swarm of Flies, which is a constant -8 melee attack. He's got Regen. He's then got Pestilence Explosion, which is an ability where he just does a massive explosion around him. Stand or Die, and Stream of Corruption, which I believe, yeah, is a breath attack and does magical damage and is poison. So you can see all the abilities there. So he's really good. He's a good fighter with lots of strong abilities. His sorcerer, another little sorcerer, who is flying on his manticore, is armoured, anti-large, poison attacks, and a Nurgle spellcaster. So he's got magic resistance 25, missile resistance 15. He causes fear and terror. He has encourage. He's got Nurgle's Rot. He's got bloated with disease. Heals the sorcerer when abilities are cast. That's just nuts, and that's constant. Swarm of Flies. He's got Flushy Abundance, so the spell actually replenishes hit points and ups their damage resistance by 20%. That's insane. He also has Rot Glorious Rot, which is a hex. Causes large damage to combatants in a large area, so very nice. And of course Arcane Conduct, and I just realised I've not put the sound on. Where's sound? There we go. Much better. So yeah, as you can see, my flyers are coming out to meet his flyers. It'll be quite interesting to see what happens there. Of course, I do have magic as well, but I kept misclicking to try and get the ability to suit. It was very, very frustrating. I've got an ability purely for this, which is the where is it? Boat of Change. Unfortunately, the animation didn't go there, but in the actual battle, it went across, and he skimmed out the way and just dodged it, which was really impressive on his micro. So as these guys are going at each other, these guys are now lining up. My cavalry's just stood here watching. Just, yeah, casually. Probably going to drop a spell on him or something like that. But there you go. He's got his Plague Reapers coming up to try and counter our cavalry charge. They do have anti-large. They're attacking them. Here they go. Smash straight through. Now, they are light cavalry, but the point is, see, fly straight to the zombies there. These guys, I give up on the chase and just drop down to try and do a massive amount of damage on them. The cavalry is now going to move in and try and sweep around and get behind this unit. As you can see though, they are destroying them because of their anti-large, which I didn't realise they had. So those guys are going to just cut through my cavalry with ease. This cavalry's done a lot better though, but the Reapers are now moving in. We've got the Dragons now coming in. The main warriors are now going up against my warriors. There goes my breath attack. Nice bit of damage right there. That took out a lot of their zombies. And we'll do another one as they try and stand up. There we go. So they're now charging in. Got the guys there. You got the Scythes guys there. Well, the Plague Reapers, aren't they? Yeah, Plague Reapers. That's the one. See, the general is dropping spells, and we've got our abilities going as well. Quite miss it. The cavalry I misclicked and left, and they get charged by the Plague Reapers. Not good. Nurgle's Afflicted's been forgotten. They've been forgotten. They've rallied over there. I've got a group of cavalry here ready to do what they need to. You've got the Plague Reaper, Plague Bearers have yet to enter the field, but they come jumping in now. That's my sorcerer trying to cause problems. As you see, the Dragon's taken, the Chaos Sorcerer Lord has taken a lot of damage. That's probably because of him, with his anti-large. Seriously, I didn't realize Nurgle had so much anti-large on him. Got the Chaos Champion of Tzeentch in there right now. Yeah, as you can see, I'm just trying to move along and do damage, because as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and my Sorcerer on that one unit of Warriors and Nurgle. We want to try and beat this flank, because if we can win this flank, that's 4 units that can come out and do that damage there. And you've got 2 units here. I do outnumber quite a bit. Those 2 units are hopefully beating those up. Those guys are starting to break the Nurgle's Afflicted. As you can see, I'm being a lot more better than my guy getting them out of the fight. Look how many units he was chasing me with. And it's just like, sometimes I just have them hovering. When I see these guys are starting to waver and break, I send the cavalry in to try and get a recharge to try and finish them off and try and break this flank. So as you can see, all round, it seems to be going quite well. And here comes the Sorcerer Lord making his point. There's his Sorcerer's Lord, and I do a hit and then pull back. These guys have fallen back before marching back in. But unfortunately, look at all these reinforcements from Nurgle coming in. These 2 units have actually been forgotten. Same as these 2 units here, but far worse for him because they're a lot more powerful. These Tzeentch boys are now charging into the flank because I've got this fight here. They're wavering, they're going down. There goes another breath weapon right there. Does very little damage it feels though. Cavalry have now broken because I did no cycle charge. They kind of got stuck in there. Those guys are broken, so now we're trying to focus on getting these guys out, the Plague Reapers. But this is not a good idea because they are anti-large, and against that dragon, they're just going to cut him down. So I should get them out as quickly as possible. And here comes his sorcerer. Wherever one is, there's normally the other. There you go. He's trying to get a good hit on him. I'm trying to get my guy out, but look, he's more focused on that. I pull these guys to bring us a chains back because I wanted to bring him back and see where could I send him. What were my options depending on how the battle was going. Excuse me, this battle is pretty much going there. They've broken, so now these guys are going into here. These guys are now fighting each other. Not sure why they're, that Manticore should try and chase that one, but they don't. Oh, there we go. Yep. So they're now fighting. Those guys have rallied. Apparently some of my guys have broken. The cultists, that's absolutely fine. I've got cavalry coming in there. But you see, yeah, we've got them kind of chasing about. This guy's just kind of flying over. stand or die. There we go. So he's trying, and that is the Nurgle's ability there. You just saw done the massive explosion. We've got our two champions. Well, I've got champion. He's got Chaos Lord. So this is probably not an equal fight here. But my sorcerer is getting involved. I decided to try and take on the dragon guy because like, I'm a dragon. I shouldn't be scared of anything. Turns out he is. Unfortunately for these guys, they do. Pharoah Owar does get these groups that were there and charge in, but I've got a unit of Bringers of Change, and as you saw in Tzeentch's game, they can hold a flank quite strongly. So I'm now starting to slowly, as you can see, get a good encirclement on this group of Nurgle. And here comes the brain as well. There you go. The wizard has, the sorcerer lord has broken, but the manticle's getting some good damage. The sorcerer is getting some good damage on his sorcerer. My cultists are coming in there. And you can see they're winning this combo as well. The Plague Reapers are getting beaten by the Wardens, but I think that's purely because of numbers. They've been, there you go, they're starting to waver now, which is fantastic news. Brings a change, and this cavalry, I realise I do actually have cavalry here, and these guys have started to waver, and of course these guys, they're confident and they're getting ready for the charge against the anti-large. So they go in, as you can see, he's chasing them all the way off, so I thought they're choosing this opportunity while I've got air superiority to chase after them. As you see, more cavalry's coming in, and we are desperately trying to get these guys. I know the cavalry will get killed by them, but it gives these guys a chance to focus on them and get the rear charge in there. As you see, my sorcerer lord is now getting involved as well. My champion is starting to waver. That's because he's up against a Chaos Lord who is just like sneezing and farting on everyone apparently. As you see, I am actually, those are the cultists, so they're expected to break. But as you can see, look in this circle he's formed, and I've got him completely surrounded, but I can't seem to get the killing blow to finish him off. As you can see, these guys have now broken thanks to the sorcerer, so they're now coming in. Ooh, wrong pen, let's make sure. And these guys have now charged in, because we kind of disengaged with them. And I don't think he knows that you weren't doing anything for a moment. Got some guys over there, and all the way over here, he finally chased him off the map, which probably did help. It's going in his favour, but that's a lot of time he's going to have to spend going in. So the Chaos Lord is there, my champion's broken, and somehow they're the cultists, that's absolutely fine. He charges him, gets him on the floor. As you can see though, some of my guys are now starting to waver. They're just exhausted, and Nurgle just can keep going and going, and this guy's trying to help. Okay, that was a Galantian hit, still quite damaging. Those guys are chasing off any that break. That's their job. They're just sitting there and waiting for guys to break, and as soon as they do, they'll chase them down. These guys are trying to rally, but it's kind of, how's the numbers looking? 405 to 341. But he does have, look, and they've started to shatter. Oh, no, they're shaking, sorry. Wavering, breaking. That damn Lord just would not die. It was infuriated. It's like, I've got you surrounded. I should win this. Gonna do a spell on them to try and push them back. They barely noticed. The Plague Bearers of Nurgle are nearly dead. There goes his breath. I then do another charge here, but unfortunately his Sorcerer Lord, let's see, they've rallied and my coach is trying to get involved. I'm trying to get everything I've got come forward, but he's got a Nurgle Sorcerer coming in, who is buffing up his magic at the moment. Not great. Look, I've got so many guys cutting at this guy, and he's even taking damage. Barely. Good grief. And then come the Plague Reapers, live the Sorcerer now, and this is when I can see it all going wrong. I mean, yeah, things are starting to break on my side. They're just exhausted. I'm trying to be very clever in my hit and runs here. As you can see, I've learned a lot from my playtest and practice against Jeddah in our first round. But against Nurgle, magic just ran out of momentum. My men just ran out of energy, and now the Nurgle Sorcerer has actually got himself surrounded, and he's got all sorts of trouble. Chase, and with that anti-large, you see, they pretty much kill him instantly. Yeah, look how much damage they've done to him. Try and do one. Oh, that's him doing the spell. I'm trying to get away. He's broken now. He's exhausted. But yeah, you saw how much damage they did. And look at that brilliant animation. Run away. I bring in my Tzeentch guys to try and help. But look, he jumps in the air to chase him. He's now just like, I'll just chase him down. And this is when it starts falling apart for me. That he's now bringing in his reinforcements. He can sense victory is near. I have done everything as far as I could think of to help. I mean, he's even done fleshy abundance on the guys. That's why they're not dying. And his guy, Chaos Lord of Nurgle, oh flippin' heck, it just barely. I've not even touched him. Look, he's gaining health so quickly. I mean, we've broken off the reinforcements now. We've got that surround. My Chaos Champion is in there. And as you see, he's doing the Tzeentch's Farstorm. But it's just not enough. There you go. I've sent him more guys, but they just wouldn't break. One unit of Plague Reapers and the Chaos Lord held the Sunter for that entire time. Couldn't believe it. As you see, the kills are pretty much identical. 630 to 627. So yeah, 65 to my Sorcerer, 10 to my Champion, 25 to him. The Cultist didn't do much, 1, 3 and 6, but that doesn't surprise me. These guys are tough. Look at these, 115, 75. They probably went up against Cultists. 21, 29. The Cavalry didn't do great, but I say that they kept him distracted on one flank and helped with breaking some of the units at the beginning, which was great. 43 and 106 kills. So my man of the match was definitely that unit of warriors of 155 kills. But look, his Lord alone got 114 and just wouldn't. He's at full health still. That's insane. You've got to focus so much damage on him. As you can imagine, the Afflicted get pretty much nothing. The Warriors didn't really do that much. But his Plague Reapers, 170 kills, 95 kills, 98 kills. It's 20 kills and 33 for the Plague Bearers of Nurgle. So these guys were they were decisive. They were perfect against my anti-large. So my cavalry and my big guys, he shut down with them. And they've got armor piercing, which shut down. So they are the perfect anti-chaos unit. And he's got 4 of them. He's got the cannon fodder, he's got guys that buff and all that. It's just a really good all-round Nurgle army. So thank you very much, Pharoah Owar, for that game. I hope you enjoyed it. It was definitely a close one. I thought I had him when I had the surround, and it turned out Nurgle doesn't care. He just smiles and cuts you down and sneezes on you. Yeah. So anyway, thank you all for joining me for this episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And obviously check out Pharoah Owar's channel where you can see his side of the battle. And of course, while this is happening, Jenna on Occasain and Pshyc Online Gaming would have done their game between Khorne and Slaanesh. That brings up some bad imagery. So we'll leave it at that. Thank you all for joining me. I hope to see you next time for the final game. Till then, take care.